Hello Hovians and welcome to the main channel. Today we're doing a video that, well basically, right, here's what's happened. So, when I was watching Rogue, Saturday morning, I mentioned in the review, and I think, is that the War Doctor and the Young War Doctor? And turns out that if you look at it from a distance, a very large distance, you don't notice that that isn't who we all think it is. And you think to yourself, well, who was it then? And the answer isn't simple. Even the faces don't genuinely look like they've been created by CGI or something. I don't know, it just doesn't look completely right. It makes you beg the question that something is off. Now, Russell T Davies did help confirm this, so what I'm about to say might sound ridiculous to begin with, but Russell T Davies has confirmed it. It was the one and only Richard E. Grant. So he played the Shocker Doctor, if you don't know. He is now canon, according to Russell T Davies. The way that the Shocker Doctor appeared was as follows. This is the origin story of the Shocker Doctor. It was the wilderness years, and it was the back end of the wilderness years, and they decided to create a web animated Doctor Who episode serial story, and it went ahead. But at that time, this was going to be canon. This was going to be what was actually happening. This was going to be the actual story. What other words can I use? This was going to be the Ninth Doctor. Richard E. Grant was going to be the Ninth Doctor. No word of a lie, right? What could go wrong? Well, a lot of things could go wrong actually, because as they were doing production and as it was all going smoothly, it was then announced that Christopher Eccleston was going to be the Ninth Doctor. So at that point, they had to then alter the plan than just making a Doctor Who story, but not make it canon anymore and change the Doctor to be something else. What I mean by it's not the Ninth Doctor. And they didn't know how that was going to work with the canon, because canon is opinionated. So every Doctor Who fan, other than the showrunner and anyone that works on the programme, has their own separate canon. The showrunner obviously has control of what actually is canon. What I mean by that is that if you go in an order, or what the show wants to acknowledge exists in that universe is canon. So a lot of Big Finish is fan canon, because technically they haven't mentioned it yet, other than in Night the Doctor where we mentioned Paul McGann's Big Finish companions. So every time something Big Finish gets mentioned in passing, then it becomes canon, confirmed by the show's creators and everyone that works on the show. So when you look into it in more detail, it's like, that can't have been Richard E. Grant, but it was. And people thought Peter Cushing was going to be involved in this, as in his face was to be in this thing. And the other thing that people pointed out, so I want to draw attention to, because it's, I don't know what's the word for it, fascinating, exciting, intriguing, and all other words above that mean the same thing, is that the Doctor didn't bat an eyelid when he saw Richard E. Grant. Bearing in mind, Richard E. Grant has appeared in 3 Doctor-related products. Number 1 was The Curse of the Fendrick, I think it was called. I think, if I remember, Curse of Fatal Death, sorry. It was Curse of Fatal Death, that was it. The charity special for current relief made by Stephen Moffat that included Rowan Atkinson and Joanna Lumley and Jim Broadbent, all as the Doctor. So we've got that, and then you've got obviously the Schalke Doctor from Scream of the Schalke. And finally, you have an official Doctor Who medium, as in the TV series, not a web cartoon, where he was in it as a giant villain, the villain. So whether or not that has caused the Schalke Doctor to exist, will we ever get that reference fixed? What I mean by that is, will we get it more explained? I should have said it was better than the word fixed. More explained, so we've got like more tidbits of what it's now what, yeah, and more information on that would be greatly appreciated. I do think overall Scream of the Schalke is a good story, so I am elated, ecstatic that we've now got Richard canon. The next thing we need canon is the Unbound Doctors, Peter Cushing, and who else do we want canon? I think we're gonna leave it at that. The Unbound Doctors is unlikely to ever happen, but Peter Cushing could happen. But I have heard, and I can't remember who said it, I think it was like someone like Stephen Moffat said, they feel that the films were in the Who universe weren't a separate multiverse or anything, but were films that were actually made in the universe, so people went to go watch Doctor Who and the Daleks because they were the Daleks at that time. I think this is a little bit too far-fetched, but whether or not it's just fun films or whether or not it'll ever become canon, we shall never know. I say we because it me and you. We'll never know. So, the faces overall, to round off this video, I feel like the faces, let me just check how long we've been going for. The faces are different, as in they look weird. That's what I pointed out in my review, but what I think that really helps expand that, because obviously we have John Martin's on there with pre-Hartnell Doctors. We've got Richard E. Grant on there, which is very, 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 very exciting, and you can't argue with that, can you? You can't argue with excitement. Everyone, what I've seen online, people are cock-a-hoop over the fact that Richard E. Grant is now canon. Whether or not Richard E. Grant A cares, B knows, and B was even thinking about it is a question for a completely separate day, week, month, or year. So, there you have it. Thank you guys for watching. Don't want too much. Bye.
Don't forget to subscribe to the official Tom Mason YouTube channel.